Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. First of all, an apology. You may notice that I'm a little bit hirsute, a little bit stubbly at the moment around the chin and other places. The reason for that, I'm sorry to say, is that I seem to have mislaid my razor. Now you might think, well, how can you mislay a razor? Well, I won't bore you with the story. Anyway, I can't find my razor, so I haven't been able to shave. I haven't been able to shave for a couple of weeks, actually. I mean, it's getting straggly all over, but you don't want to know that. What you want to know is, what is today's video all about? Now, I've seen a few videos on YouTube, and as you know, I get all my best ideas, some of my worst ideas, for videos by watching YouTube. And one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of stuff about nutrition. And apparently nutrition, or eating as we used to call it, is very important part of daily life, and it's a very important part of cycling, particularly for the older cyclists. Now I know there are people, many of them in the third world, who haven't quite appreciated the benefits of nutrition, but they are learning and things are improving gradually. So if you are a cyclist, if you're an older cyclist, if you're just an older person, if you're just a general individual who hasn't yet, at whatever grade age you've reached, understood the importance of nutrition, or as we scientists like to call it, eating, then this video is for you. And I'm going to approach what is quite a complicated subject in a fairly simple manner, at least I hope so, and that's just to go through some of the products that I like to take when I'm going out for a longer ride, and the things that are going to fuel my body, provide the energy that I need in order to turn the pedals. And this, as you may know, is a byproduct of the consumption of nutrition, or as we like to call it, eating. So let's start with some of the basics first of all. Now, as you know, there are various food groups. There's the Shimano group, Ultegra, that's quite a good group, Dura Ace, that's quite an expensive group, but it's quite lightweight. And then there are some of the cheaper group sets which you can buy in Lidl or Aldi, for example, Tiagra or Sora, so you get the general idea. Anyway, this is from one of the first food groups, and this is what we call rice. And as you notice, the way that rice is grown, particularly nowadays, due to genetic modification, is actually grown in a bag. And the bag is genetically modified, so it's already got a label on it, and this is called long grain white rice. Now you can eat this while you're cycling along. You hold it like this, perhaps you have a spoon, you eat it like that, or you might want to warm it up, and the best way to warm it up is if you have a microwave. Now you may have noticed that they have all these charging points now for electric cars and electric bikes and electric other stuff, things like that. So what you can do is bring a microwave, and I like to attach a microwave onto my bike, and then when I reach one of these charging points, I can plug it in, I can heat up my rice, and there you are. Bob's your uncle. Well, I don't have an uncle called Bob. You may have an uncle called Bob, and if your uncle is called Bob, he might enjoy his long grain rice. Now, the other thing that's very important is what are called pulses. Now, if you are what's known as alive, then you have a pulse, and one of the things that you need in order to keep your pulse going is what are called pulses, or what you may know as beans. Now, there are different types of beans. You might have a can of kidney beans, you might have a can of Heinz beans. I like to have a can of leany beans because these are white beans. They're just kind of, well, they're beans really. So I carry this, fits nicely into the jersey pocket. You come to a cafe stop, you're too mean because you're a cyclist, so you don't want to buy anything from the shop. You just pull out your can of leany beans, and you stuff yourself with them, and maybe you have some of the rice as well. The other thing that's very important, as you may know, is sugar, and we fuel many of our day-to-day activities with sugar, and one of the easiest ways to consume sugar, I find, is in this particular substance. This is known as black treacle, and it can get a little bit sticky, it can get a little bit messy. I suggest you don't use it for very, I don't know, kind of games you might want to play in the bedroom. Treacle, not the best idea, but if you're going out on a bike ride, carry a spoon, perhaps a big spoon, a long spoon if you're planning to sup with the devil, and then you can tuck in, get yourself a couple of the proper food groups. These are often known as the Campagnolos food groups because they're the sweet variety. And the other thing that you know, so I just turning around that bunch and going to my helpful assistant here, is I like these snowballs. Now, of course, Hitler enjoyed these, although he only used to eat one at a time. Nobody quite understand it. And the thing about this is that they're kind of white, sticky, marshmallowy substance inside. It does get everywhere. I suggest you don't use it in the bedroom. And it's also got little bits of coconut as well. And those bits of coconut, they can get everywhere as well. So I'd suggest you don't use it. Perhaps if you're sitting on a sofa, or I don't know, if you're on a train and you're deciding to eat a lot of snowballs, you're going to find that the coconut's going to go everywhere. You're going to annoy your fellow passengers, so I suggest you don't do that. But on the bike, it works very well. Now, the other thing, of course, as I'm sure you know, is it's very important to get your 5 a day. Now, you can get your 5 a day in different ways. You can get it in the form of toast, you can get it in the form of butter, you can get it in the form of snowballs, or just one if you're Hitler, or I like to get it in the form of what I call fruit. And this is my preferred version of the 5 a day. Now, you might say, well, there aren't 5 there, there's Julian, there's only 2. Yes, but if you cut one of these into 3 bits and you cut one of these into 2 bits, well, there you are, you've got your 5 a day. And this is what it's called, dried apricots. Now, I don't know if you're like me. You buy some dried apricots because you think they're supposed to be really good when you're cycling. And then you go out for a ride, and the one thing you cannot fucking face is a dried apricot. Jesus Christ. I have had these in my cupboard since 1997. And the thing about this is, like, they last forever. Absolutely forever. They are dug up in Pompeii, and they found the ashes of people. Okay, the people didn't survive, but they're all holding 2 dried apricots because they went out for a bike ride. They Vesuvius or whatever it was erupted, and that was it. And they still couldn't be bothered to eat their dried apricots, because who the hell wants to eat a dried apricot? Now, I can get my fruit in different forms. Now, this is one form. Now, I find this is actually made of plastic, okay? And the advantage of it's made of plastic, and this is something that scientists have recently discovered after many trips to the moon, and that is plastic fruit lasts for a very, very, very long time. And if you don't eat it, it lasts for even longer, but it doesn't go off. This is the amazing thing. I don't know if you knew, but a raisin started life as a grape, and a currant also started life as a grape, but as a different grape. No, it's not a grape, it grew on a bush. But the other thing, the sultana, okay, the sultana, not the wife of the sultan, but the sultana was also a grape, but it was a different sort of grape. So I like to cycle along. I'm holding my banana like this. I also hold a plastic pear. Sometimes I even carry a pair of plastic pears, and sometimes I carry an orange like this. I might carry an orange and a pear and a plastic banana. And then these things, when you get to the cafe stop, and again, you don't want to spend any money because you're a cyclist, you just pull out from your back pocket this plastic banana, and there you are, you chomp away. And the thing about it is, you can chomp and chomp and chomp and chomp and chomp, 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 but you still won't be able to eat the whole of the plastic banana. So, moving on swiftly, and this is the last thing, and again, studies have shown, there was a survey the Daily Mail did, I think it was a slow news day, nothing happening in Gaza, they didn't know what to put on the front page, so they did a survey, and they said, what have you got in your stall cupboard that you bought one day thinking you would want, but you have never, ever, ever decided that you want to eat it? And my particular one is this thing, which is called Jamie Oliver's Ultimate Black Dal. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you're going around the supermarket and you think, oh, Jamie Oliver, he's a good cook, and he's put his name to a packet of, I don't know, some kind of dark gravel or something that I'm going to go gravel riding on, and he's put it in a packet. It's a really nice purple colour. You say, oh, I'm going to have that. I'm going to have that for my dinner. And then you get, you know, when you get to that day or that evening, you think, what shall I have for dinner? I know, I'll look in the cupboard, what I've got in the cupboard, what I always said I was going to eat, and you look at it and you see a packet of Black Dal and you say, fuck that, I'm getting KFC. I mean, are you the same, or are you the same? Did you take part in that Daily Mail survey the same as I did? So this is my particular packet. So the advantage of this, right, is you take this packet, you go out on your bike ride, you put this in your back pocket because you think, I know I'm going to get shorter food, I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to have the bonk, I'm going to need to have some Black Dal, and in the end you think, no, sorry, I'm going to go to the cafe and I'm going to get myself a great big fuck off egg, bacon and sausage crusty roll, because they are the best, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope this video has given you a little brief introduction. You may prefer to watch something on GCN, which will give you some real information, but not information you really want to follow. If you want to buy these various products, you can use the code, the Julian's 10% off. Why are you so dumb you want to use this 10% off code when you know it isn't going to work, and all that's going to happen is you're going to get endless emails for the rest of your fucking life that you won't be able to get rid of, even if you put them all into spam.com. And this video, I'd like to thank Jamie Oliver's Black Jar. I'd like to thank Hitler's One Ball. I'd like to thank 2 dried apricots. I'd like to thank the cannellini beans and the long grain rice and the plastic fruit for sponsoring this video and giving me endless sums of money and saying, please, Julian, you don't have to say anything nice, but don't forget which side of the bread is buttered. No. Which side of the bread do you butter your bread? I, ladies and gentlemen, butter both sides because I like to be careful. Thanks for watching. Oh, I was watching, who was that guy? Nottinghamshire Madness. And he said something about YouTube has changed it to all its algorithms. And he said, don't hit the notification bell. Okay, so you can subscribe, you can watch, you can tell all your friends in various ways, but don't, whatever you do, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you next time.